I just read today, Dave, I thought of you when I read this, about tricks that grocery stores put out there so that you'll buy the most expensive thing. Now, this was not at a grocery store or a traditional one, but one of them I had never heard before was, and you know how they put like kids cereals down where cereal they
put the high level stuff at the most expensive.
I mean, that kind of stuff was on there, but like, and the end caps or the prime real estate and everything.
Sure.
They said that shopping carts have tripled in size since the 70s because stores know that customers will continue to place item after item in there as long as there's space. They want to make sure you have plenty of space. I didn't know that. I didn't know shopping carts were so much bigger now than they used to be.
I haven't compared them to the 70s, Chris Demm.
I mean,
I'm sure they are. It's so gradual you probably don't even notice.
Yes. And the layout of the store, they make sure, this makes sense too, they put meats on one side, vegetables on another, dairy in a totally different place so that you have to go through the entire store to get to your stuff, the main stuff. Like dairy's the main thing.
But if all you need is a gallon of milk, you got to walk through
the whole thing. That's the whole point. They want you going past all the other stuff.
Of course, it is easier for them to stock things that way. If they stock them from the back of the refrigerator now.
Yeah, maybe.
The
That's
milks
right.
and the eggs.
That's true.
But they say that they say that the dairy is there strategically so that, I mean, most everybody buys milk and eggs. So you have to go through all the different
They're always
stuff.
in the back. Always
in the back. So you go through all the other stuff to get it. And they said that they lay it out so it's very, very easy to get into and much more difficult to get out of. You walk in the store, right there, it's wide open with produce. But to get out, you've got to kind of worm your way back through.
Get you through a few more aisles, whether you want to or not.
Yeah. And they design it so that you go counterclockwise. And there's some sort of psychological thing to that. You're going around the store counterclockwise.
That's right.
Because you start with the produce on the right.
Yeah, because you want to get the frozen stuff, which is usually on the left side.
You do that last.
You get that last, so
and that's
sitting in your cart.
That's intentional, and they snake you around. They say that that's the way we drive on the right side of the road, and that's the way they did that. It's very weird. I mean, when I read that,
but you do want your frozen and cold to be
last,
because you don't want it to be out of the cold very long.
So they put it over there to the left so that you go through to the right, and it's hard to get there first. You have to go through and down an aisle so you see everything.
There's a few, some of those stores have wider aisles now, obviously, because Americans are wider, the carts are wider, blah, blah, blah. And people like that feel. It feels more open.
Oh, yes.
But a couple times you'll see, like in the snack cookie aisle, like Lance crackers or something like that, or ribs,
yes,
or paper towels. They'll put something angled into the right of way.
Yeah, they do.
Hate that.
So two people can't pass anymore with that little thing jutting out.
That's right.
I mean, in mid-aisle.
I know they do that. That's true. Yeah.
It's just a display. Sometimes it's just a display they put out there, and you can't.
Yeah.
Even if you're
It's
one
like
person,
goldfish.
you've got to go around. I hate it.
Another thing, and I have noticed this, but now that I read it, they put great smells and like pretty flowers right at the front. So when you walk in, you're instantly put in a better mood, they say.
Yeah, flowers are always up front.
First thing you see.
Or Starbucks.
Starbucks.
Now, true, you're right.
Great smells of coffee, flowers, baking bread, baking cookies, and you're instantly lifted.
All the fish in back.
In the back. Put the smelly fish back there with the guys in the back.
The mongers.
Yes, exactly.
The beard nets.
And I thought to myself...
The
Look, they don't look
butcher.
good, but I appreciate them.
No, I do too.
Right. That's very interesting. There was a bunch of, I read there was like 28 tricks that they used to get you to stay in the store longer. Oh, just like Vegas, no clocks, no windows except the front. You don't see anything back there. They want you to lose track of time while you're in there.
Of course they do.
Part of it to me was like, this is brilliant. I should be, I love that kind of thing where they trick you. I like that. It's really, really brilliant. Anyway, I thought of you, Dave, because you're so into that kind of thing.
I do love that. I don't like buying pharmaceuticals in the grocery store, though. And the one I go to has a pretty decent size.
Like over-the-counter pain
pharmacy
relievers?
stuff, yeah. And they have a section for that. But I always find it more expensive than going to like a
Walgreens.
But you're there.
Walgreens.
But you're there.
I know I'm there.
Well, they sure got me at the Liquid IV stand when they brought me over.
Yeah, they saw you coming.
Tangerine. They have a tangerine that's delightful.
Yeah.
It's really good. Let me bring it.
Oh, I've had it. I've tried. Believe me, I've had enough hangovers. It didn't work.
They're like 75 cents a pack. I mean, they're
pricey.
They're pricey. They're very expensive.
I got a wise man once told me the best hangover cure: a cigarette, a biscuit, and a goodies.
Yes.
Powder.
bet
And you know who that wise man was?
Yes, I do.
He's sitting across from you.
I thought so.
He's in this room.
You see me over here, Cankles? Let me help you.
That cankle thing's under my skin, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
That's,
Between you and that JFK magic
Well, you
bullet
say
guy.
it helps you retain water.
Between you and that QAnon guy, Got me. Got me. He's winding me up now.
Yeah.
Coming up.
One of you is cruel, one's a loon.
That's right. You decide.
We'll just eat a shaker full of salt.
Philosophical question. If a Karen goes Karen in a smoothie shop, but there's no video, is she a Karen after all? That's After Your World in 60 Seconds.
A newly revealed letter from the National Archives to Donald Trump's legal team details the alarm inside the federal agency about Trump's possession of highly classified material.
A former head of security at Twitter is alleging the company has misled regulators about its cybersecurity defenses and its ability to protect user accounts. Twitter stock fell more than 7% on the news, losing $2.4 billion in market value.
Since Sunday, more than 19,000 flights delayed, nearly 3,000 more canceled.
Communities in Texas are slowly beginning to recover following the historic and deadly storms that caused massive flooding across much of the region.
This begins a Demm report here. Two guys named Chris Show.
Well, a North Carolina, this is going to hit home for one member of this program particularly. A North Carolina man has been accused of stealing gasoline from one of the underground storage tanks at a gas station in Asheboro, North Carolina. That's Chris Kelly's hometown.
That's my home.
We still doing this?
I guess.
Yeah,
I guess we are. Yeah.
Yeah.
I suppose,
This was. It looks like the crime actually happened in early July when people were when the gas prices were much higher.
Okay.
Randolph County deputies got a call from employees at the Handy Hugo on Highway 64.
I've known Handy Hugo for 30 years.
You like that?
Yes, I like Handy
Okay.
Hugo.
Better than Tank and Tommy?
It's a toss-up. I mean, some offer one thing, some offer the other. You know, it's not a
I've only
completely.
been in the Tank and Tommy
Well,
and the Dixie Express.
It's like what you said between Whopper and Big Mac. You're two totally different
You can't
experiences. You
compare the
can't
two.
compare
Can't
the
decide.
two. Hungry Hugo is pretty good, though. I'll tell you that.
What's good? What's good
Handy.
in the Handy Hugo?
I like their hot dog section better and their nachos section better.
Okay.
But when it comes to an icy type drink, give me Tank and Tummy.
Yeah.
I used to play a jingle for Tank and Tummy.
One of your old stations?
Remember how it goes?
Tank and Tummy, fill 'em up. Goodies, gas, and ice cream. And then I can't remember the rest of it. It's like
It didn't rhyme.
Tank and Tummy, yeah, Tank and Tummy, fill up. Life is like a dream.
Ah.
You know, something like that, yeah. But it mentioned goodies. Goodies, gas, and ice cream.
You don't think they meant just goodies?
Oh, they probably did. They probably did.
Like in the generic sense?
No, they probably did. That's right. Yeah, you're right. But my dad always
You've probably got a hangover already, even though alcohol's not technically legal.
We'll sell you a biscuit too.
No, that's a good point. That's a very good point.
Goodies
Probably-
wasn't the name of the hooker up front, was it?
She had the goodies.
She'll give you a Handy Hugo.
That's how Handy Hugo got that name. Their handies are better.
Outback Hugo.
Handy Hugo, right.
Hugo. What have we told you?
Hugo was the founder.
Outback.
That's a great spot. I love Handy Hugo.
Have they expanded with the modern world? I've not been to that part of the state in a while.
Sadly, neither have I. I'm only a slumlord. I don't actually go down there.
Because now we're in a world of Wawas and Sheets with these giant oases.
I don't know. I really don't know.
It's too bad.
Yeah, it's a good
The local
question.
stuff's going away, man.
Jamie, you're talking about the Tank and Tummy. That's where I cut my teeth. Go ahead.
Yeah, I hear you cut your teeth there. You're singing the jingle and everything. But in the last year, Handy Hugo has bought out Tank and Tummy.
No.
Oh, my
No.
word.
Handy Hugo. There's no more Tank and Tummy?
There's no more. Handy Hugo's bought them out. The one that was right there at 64
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well,
now is no longer a Tank and Tummy.
that's the one we're talking about. That's the one. That's the one that just got
I
robbed.
see.
Well, everything's going to change now.
Man, I'm glad you told
There
me
used to
that.
be a ballpark here.
This used to be my playground.
This used to be my playground.
Now it's just a town I drive through on the way to the beach.
Yeah.
Now you got to sing the Tank and Tummy as a blues. Do 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 do.
Tank and Tummy. Goodies. Yes.
More saxophone.
That is so upsetting. Tank and Tummy is where I filled my car with diesel gas that time. That's a fairly legendary mishap.
Yes.
That second stupidest thing now I've ever done.
Yeah, you're right.
As of about a month ago. But that's where I put the diesel in my car.
How about that?
Tank and Tummy.
Well,
Yeah.
like I said, this happened in July when gas prices were way more in the news for being so high. Employees had spotted a white Chevrolet pickup truck parked over the tanks on July 9. Behind the wheel, 41-year-old Jeff Miller of Bun Level, which is not from Chris Kelly's home county. It's over there in Harnett.
Yeah.
Employees say more than 1,000 gallons of fuel were stolen between July 4 and 5. And the same white truck was there both days.
Oh, well.
Poor Jeffrey.
Yeah.
He kept fishing the same hole.
That's well.
That's the problem. He had one of those specially modified pickup trucks.
You can't do that.
With the hose in the bed and a giant tank in the truck.
Easy picking.
Which is, how risky is that?
But to go back a few times. And
Third time.
Yeah, well.
So, and one of my favorite little details of the story is when he was talking with the deputies, he had a heart episode.
Oh, he did?
Elizabeth.
Oh, Lord.
They took him to the hospital, but then they arrested him.
Yeah, well, I'm sure.
I'd fake a heart attack,
I guess
too.
the episode was not really an episode.
They might let you out. They
Hey,
generally
man,
don't.
You do what you got to do.
Did anybody at Handy Hugo's know CPR while they get the IV machine or the get the defibrillator ready?
Drag him inside.
Yeah,
That's right.
Exactly.
Drag him to the hot dogs.
That's right. See what happens.